to Midday, everyone. How are we today?
You know what? Today's a good day.
Today's
a good day. It feels good.
I want to start off now. Groundhog Day. Can we just? I'm sure most of our audience already know what it's about.
I know, but Troy, I mean, you've been here in America for several years.
I know, and it's funny because I called my weather buddy Curtis. I said, "Why have you never told me about Groundhog Day?"
Look at this. Here he goes.
So you guys don't have this in Australia because we chatted about this. So February 2nd is Groundhog Day, and it was started by Germans actually who settled in Pennsylvania. So the biggest, best-known groundhog is Puxatawny Phil. He's in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, which is northeast of Pittsburgh. Every year, the old adage is if he sees his shadow and goes back into his hole, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see his shadow, predicts an early spring.
Okay.
Well, earlier this morning, even with overcast skies and snow flurries, he still saw his shadow. So that means 6 more weeks of winter. Yeah, but what I never understood is if it's a cloudy day and he stays out, wouldn't you think that that would be the opposite? Like, that it would mean winter?
Oh, that's probably a bit too deep for me to work out.
Yeah,
But
it's not that serious.
I thought Groundhog Day was something when you just repeated something every day.
That's the movie with Bill Murray. Have you seen it? Oh, it's a good one. You'll
is
like
a good
that
one,
one.
yeah.
I
like
literally
that
thought
movie.
that's what it was about, and I knew it had something to do with the weather. I get that part.
Yeah.
I just wasn't quite sure. What sort of animal is that?
It's in the family of like beavers.
It's a rodent,
Yeah,
right?
it is a rodent, and it usually look at the little
it's an ugly
chompers on
looking
him.
But he's also a meteorologist.
He usually bites the person that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But do you
Yeah.
love
He's
how
a
they've all
feisty
got
little-
their
He's been
top hats
sharpening his
on?
teeth.
Oh,
It's a
I
big
mean,
event.
Pomp and circumstance.
So-
with
Yeah, we were
music.
showing it live this
They
morning
were-
on GMK, 5 a.m. They are rocking out,
Yeah, they were
jumping,
partying
guitars.
hard.
Like, it's a big party.
Really?
Did you know that hotel rooms in the town of Puxatawny, this day leading up to it, $450 a night?
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
this is a
little
small
crazy.
town.
Yeah.
Well, I do find it interesting, and I keep coming up with these things because I like it. I like to know a little bit more about these things. But look, we're going to show you an image. We're not going to bring it up just yet, but we want everyone at home, if you're a little bit funny, it's a nude image of a group of middle-aged women, but there's a reason
we've censored.
We had censored it for you, but I wanted to bring this up because I think it's really important. Now, there's something almost classical about the image that we're about to show you. It evokes one of those wonderful Renaissance, I should say, paintings that capture the voluptuous and beauty of the female form in all its naked glory. Now, I'm going to show you this in just in a moment. We'll get our producers ready to bring it up. This was a survey that was brought up in the UK just recently of women over the age of 55. And there's a major issue in England about body shaming. And especially it's going into the older women. So this group of women decided, you know what? We're going to put this image out. Now, I don't know whether you remember this movie Calendar Girls back in the day. And they did this whole movie, and there were these middle-aged women who were gorgeous, and they did these calendars nude.
Yeah.
But they had flowers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I want to show you this picture. If we could bring that image up now. And when you see this, now there's a different variety of ages on here, of course, and they're all from England. And I wanted to ask you, because you guys are American, and also our viewers at home, do you find that image offensive and the shape and the body on these women?
I think they all have healthy-looking figures. They're all
Thank you.
beautiful women at different ages.
I personally think that as well, and this is something, and the conversation is, both men and women, now I know in Australia we have a lot more of an issue now when it comes to our body image as well, you know, being a little bit overweight because we're eating more and more takeaway food, we're no longer on the healthy lifestyle. But where do you think it starts here in America? You guys have grown up here. Where did it start for you having that conversation?
I think middle school. I mean, those are tough developmental years when everyone's kind of coming into their own, but you know, you're starting to grow up a little bit, so you start getting a bit more opinionated and start judging people a little more. So I think kind of the 7th, 8th grade window there.
Yeah.
That's when things start getting rough. And I think
For a guy, or for you saying across the
I
board?
would say women have it worse than men.
Okay.
And that's sad. I don't know why that is, but I mean, I guess, you know, an overweight man.
I
isn't
would say
judged as
similar
much.
age too, but I think that's because about the age you start being exposed to media on your own, not just what
Correct.
parents are showing you, advertising and things like that. And I know there are some European countries really cracking down on that. I think France pulled a couple ads in the last year or so that were too photoshopped because they're portraying this ideal body that no one can achieve. And I'd like to see more of that in America.
Well, this is something that was, I totally agree with you. It said a recent survey found 64% were unhappy with their body size and shape, and a government-funded study suggested 80% of females over 40 were dissatisfied with their bodies as well. That's a lot. Women over 40, 80% of them were saying in the UK that they're unhappy.
That's sad, but I think things like this help fight that because it's showing women that that's what a normal woman looks like.
I'm going to say to you also, you know, being in the beauty industry, as you know, for many years that I was, and I've worked on many magazines, Vogue and Harper's Bazaar and Marie Claire, there is an issue. And that has also rubbed off on me. I'm very self-conscious. You've heard me always talking about the latest diet and trying to do this. And I think it's just as much for men as it is for women. And I think having these images open up the conversation. But, you know, I want everyone at home to write to us on Facebook and tell us what your thoughts were. We're going to post that image and tell us what your thoughts are about those type of body images here in America.
Yeah, I'd love to see more.
Yeah, we'd like to see that as well. Hey, something that you brought up about an Aussie issue.
Yes, an Aussie issue as well. So we both
Speaking
dabble.
of issues in Australia.
We both dabble with spray tanning.
Oh, we love our
yes,
spray
we love
tan,
it.
my friend.
I think we've yet to get Eric there,
No,
right?
not
One day.
there yet,
Would
guys.
you like to try it?
No, thank you.
You could be a bronze god in no time.
I tan very well in the summer. You just wait.
Sure you do.
Okay.
Just wait.
Tanning summer.
Eric. We'll bring the booth in
I
here.
spend a lot of time at
Pop-ups.
my pool reading. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Reading, yes.
Well, anyway, I thought this was really interesting. We talk a lot about products being marketed to a specific sex.
Yeah.
And there's a brand in Australia,
Bondi.
Bondi. I didn't know how to pronounce it correctly. That now they've come out with this spray tan in a can just for men. And it's the exact same as the spray tan that has been marketed towards women, just packaging it in a different bottle, and they say that their sales have skyrocketed. Would you guys shy away from buying a product just because it's marketed towards a woman? Would you like to see just a more gender-neutral colors?
Well, I could relate to this because when I have to go buy makeup, yes, I wear makeup, I work on TV. No one wants to see my pores at 5 a.m., okay? But I have to go and I'm sitting
I love
there.
that you described your pores.
Yes. Well,
Metrosexual of you.
You have very small pores.
Thank you. That helps. But, you know, I have to go into the makeup section, and a lot of times I can never find exactly what I'm looking for. You know, I want to be in and out, but, I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of a traumatic experience, and then there I am buying my CoverGirl, you know, and usually my secret is I try and wear something that says ABC 36 on it. So I'm like,
I got
see,
you.
I'm on TV.
Okay, well, what we need to do with you is take you to the MAC counter. You then buy, they do your makeup for you, then they give you the color, and then you just order it online. You never have to worry about going back in to be makeup shamed.
Words of wisdom from Troy.
Makeup shade.
But the funny thing is you're right with what you're saying, because this particular product is called Bondi Sands. And it was, did you say, in a pink bottle?
It had more
was
pink on it.
A
It
feminine
was more
bottle.
a feminine bottle.
I will say to you that it would be skyrocketing because Australian men are probably the most vainest men you could ever meet. Let me tell you, being an Aussie, and they would be spraying themselves silly with this fake tan because we all like a bit of bronze colour. It doesn't surprise me. But I will say to you, we just had a shipment of hair care products sent to us from Australia, and they're in a pink bottle.
Yeah.
And I will say that I often think to myself when I pull it out, I think, they're going to think I'm crazy, and it's called Queenie. Okay? It's even the girliest name, but it's a great product.
For Queensland, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom tish. Good,
but
good.
it smells so good. But I like those girly things that
I get you.
are pink and smell
I got you. Okay, well, okay.
This is a sharp transition here.
I'm not. How come? Oh, this is the difference for men and women when it comes to Duralax. Is that what you call it?
I think it's Dulcolax.
And it's a laxative.
Yes.
Is there a difference for men and women when it comes to those sort of issues?
Green thing.
Not quite sure where we got that from. How did that all come
I don't know.
up?
Okay. The man-sized tissues.
No, I like the female ones because they're more moisturized.
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
I've
And
got
they
a
smell
sensitive
better.
little nose.
Okay.
Okay, well, have we got any other images coming up?
Candy.
Yeah.
I don't understand why
candy's
this is a
candy.
gender-specific
It's
item.
let me say something too. I think we can go a little bit crazy when it becomes gender specific.
Yeah.
And I think it does send out the wrong messages as well. Okay. Speaking of some issues around the house when it comes to products, a lot of wives are a little unhappy
Not
with
too
their...
happy with
It's a pretty
hubbies.
long list.
Not
a
too
very
happy with hubby.
specific list.
It's 4 pages, people, of why women are unhappy with
with
their
us.
husbands around the house. I want to see what you guys think at
Okay.
home. And because we're not married, I'm sure we've had partners, okay, so there is issues. He never helps around the house. Okay, and all the men on the crew right now who are married are shaking their heads. They're saying they help around the house. In 2013, men spent almost 10 hours per week on chores, while women spent 18 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd say get a housekeeper.
That's one way of doing
Yeah,
it.
Not
it's-
a wife.
Yeah.
You gotta chip in though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying replace the wife. He doesn't know anything about the kids. A lot of my girlfriends back in Australia who are married say the same things. Their husbands are busy working.
This comes up a lot, and you will always hear women complaining. Men will refer to it if they're hanging out with their kids for the night. They'll say, "Oh, I can't do something on Friday. I'm babysitting," or "I'm this." You're not babysitting; it's your own child.
What do
so
your
I think
buddies say
sometimes
who are
that does
married?
I
happen.
really don't have too many buddies with kids at the moment.
Okay.
We're getting to be in that window though.
Well, it says, while studies have found that men interact with their children for at least 3 hours a day, lots of wives gripe that their guys simply don't know how to do the day-to-day details of what's going on in their kids' lives. And I know one of our floor crew here now, he does go home every afternoon. And I said to him, why do you rush home? And he said, I've got to spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
And I have said, and I don't mean this to, why? You know,
Troy!
and I know, but I didn't mean it that way.
Oh.
I just think to myself, well, you'll get there. They'll be there when you
Oh,
get
okay,
home.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
And
know
I-
what? Kids eventually, you have to do their homework, they have to eat dinner, you have to go to sleep, and you want to have quality time with them before you have to do all of
And
that
I
stuff.
guess,
That's true.
because
I would want to.
I
I don't
don't
have
have
kids,
kids,
but-
I don't quite get that part.
Okay.
I remember when all my mates started to have kids, and they'd say, "Oh, come over for dinner, Troy," and dinner would be at 6 o'clock. Dinner used to be at 9.
No.
Well,
No,
I go
it's
to
at
bed
6.
at 6, so.
Yeah.
Okay, he's always playing video games. Tell me if that relates to you, everyone at home.
I play a little Xbox from time to time. I wouldn't say excessive.
Oh, you play Xbox?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that you need to
The
lose
guilty
that.
pleasure.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me.
You want to have a girlfriend, you've got to get rid of the Xbox. We have the same arguments every day. Hello, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a husband and wife.
Yeah.
I have them with co-workers.
Vicious cycle.
We have the same arguments
We, have the
every
same-
day.
we are married, basically, and he drinks too much. Oh,
Yeah.
our camera crew, they're cheering.
Fist pumping.
Yes, we
They're
drink a
fist
little too
pumping.
much.
Coming from the shadows.
Okay, so those are the top 5.
They're the
What's
top
next?
5, and I just think his family drives me nuts.
Well,
Yeah.
in-laws
This is
are
wives who are
in-laws.
complaining. He always brings calorie bombs into the house. He always wants
Most
that.
of my female friends complain about that with their husbands, that their husbands will eat really unhealthy and then they end up eating it because they have no self-control, and the husband brings it in the
Well,
house.
that's on them if you can't stay off the sweets.
The husband's saying the credit card statement is always a surprise.
Oh.
That's another reason not to get married, women. I'm telling you right now that men will always complain about the credit card. A little appreciation would be nice. And you know what? I agree.
That goes
I
a
think
long
that goes
way.
both ways.
I
yeah.
agree. I
Nice
agree.
compliments every now and again. So
Yeah.
we already talked about the groundhog.
We've already talked about the Groundhog Day. What else does it mean when it comes to weather?
We've